Well, September is National Self-Improvement Month, the perfect time to make a few changes in your life. And local financial professional Mike Ausherman from Legacy Capital Planners is here today to walk us through 5 ways to make a lasting impact on our finances. Good to see you again, Mike.
Good
Welcome
to see you
back.
too. Thank you.
So why do you think so many of us just, we don't want to think about it, we just put off financial planning?
It's tough because sometimes it does require a lot of time and energy. Actually put some real thought behind planning your finances, planning your future. It's tough to think about long-term, 20, 30, 40 years down the road. And we feel that getting a handle on this early on is certainly good. And it all starts with establishing some good goals.
Yeah, so it'll all just fix itself if I don't think about it, but that's not the way it is.
Maybe not. Maybe not so much.
So you've got some simple steps to get us on the right track. What's step 1?
Well, step 1 would be to establishing those goals, right? Actually sitting down and writing down what our goals are, both midterm, long-term, and even in the short term. Actually getting those goals on paper and discussing these things with if you have a spouse, is absolutely critical. And then actually, once you establish those goals, understanding why. Why do I want to accomplish this stuff? And it can really, really be huge and beneficial for us personally when we're actually hitting those milestones, accomplishing those goals, and we are seeing progress.
Okay, so goals like I want to be able to pay all my own bills right now, and then looking ahead, pay for college, right? Or put money down on a house, or whatever it happens to be.
You got it. Short-term goals, maybe midterm goals, and then long-term goals might be maybe I up my 401k contribution because I want to retire at some point in, let's say, 35 years or so.
Oh, that sounds good.
Doesn't that sound good?
What's step number 2?
So I said number 2 is actually check in, right? So now I have these goals established. Actually checking in and measuring your progress. What's my income coming in? What's my expenses each month? And am I actually making good choices and actually staying on target for accomplishing these goals? And if anything needs to be adjusted, then we can do so. We don't want to be surprised at the end that we should have done something, 5 years ago that would have just taken a little bit of attention up front. Tracking your goals we feel is pretty important.
And what would be a red flag, say, with your financial investments, for example? If things were not on track, what would you be looking for?
Maybe to see if your investments are actually consistent with helping you accomplish your goals. Just because you buy a collection of stocks, for example, and investing can start with as little as a couple $100 to a couple $1,000, but you're going to make sure that those investments are consistent with the goals that you're trying to set out. And just be aware too, just because some stocks might not be doing good today doesn't mean they won't be doing well tomorrow. So letting emotions drive those investment decisions probably isn't the best choice.
Okay. Your next step is get out of your comfort zone.
Get out of your comfort zone.
What do you mean by that?
Get out of your comfort zone from the standpoint of actually not selling these investments that you may have purchased because of 1 or 2 days of negatives or losses, so to speak. We really want to focus on the long term and make sure that we are indeed staying on track, right? Another thing that we might want to do is learn something new. I'm a big proponent of education. Learning something new has pretty much a guaranteed way of bettering ourselves at the end of the day. Listen to a podcast on finance. There's a ton of them. Attend a class. I actually happen to be an affiliate instructor with a nonprofit, the Prepare Institute. Its mission is to deliver financial literacy to folks, and I hear this all the time, I wish I had learned this in traditional school. Well, we don't learn this type of thing in traditional school, and so seeking out additional information, education on your own is actually very key.
And as far as getting out of your comfort zone, I mean, if you've never invested in stocks or even looked at them, that might be something to think about.
It certainly would, and I think the amount of information that's out there on the internet, for example, can seem overwhelming. It's like maybe drinking from a fire hose, if you know what I mean. But maybe engaging people that you know in your inner circle, friends, family, and maybe not so much for the advice on how to handle your stocks per se, but maybe just some questions to ask a professional about stocks, investing, retirement planning, financial planning. And then once you have good questions, you can go seek out a professional and they can help you kind of connect these dots.
So how do you get started with your investing?
I think
wisely,
first way to get
your future.
I think the very first way to get started is actually A, write down your goals, understand what your goals are. B, get out of your comfort zone. Right? Invest in these things that you might be a little foreign to you, as a matter of fact. Check in to make sure that you're still on track, and then ultimately, if you feel like you need to seek out a financial professional, we are very huge proponents of seeking out a fiduciary who will actually work for you and have your best interest at the front.
And the best way to contact you is MarylandMoneyGuys.com?
MarylandMoneyGuys.com is our website. We have a ton of good resources on there. Feel free to check it out.
All right, thanks so much. Mike Ausherman with Legacy Capital Planners. Appreciate it.
Thank you.